Stadium on the southeast side of Chicago will pack in about 10,000 people tonight. And why is that? Well, how about state championships? Providence Catholic, Mount Carmel, they just have run them off in the 80s and the 90s. Mount Carmel 4 in a row in the 80s. Providence working on a 4-game streak here in the 90s. And hi again, everybody. I'm Dave Bernhardt along with Mac McLaughlin, and we bring you two teams that are ranked atop their respective classes, Providence Catholic and Mount Carmel. They are both 7-0. And offensively, Mac, we know it. It always starts with the quarterbacks. For Providence Catholic, it starts with Jimmy Kirby.
What a good quarterback. Number 16, Jim Kirby, 6'2", 185 pounds. He's the key that ignites the Providence offense. He has to reduce errors, be on target, and get the ball to Ruggiero and Johnson.
No turnovers yet as far as Kirby is concerned. He's not thrown an interception. Now, a guy that has thrown 3, however, is a starting quarterback for Mount Carmel. That's Brad Cozy.
Well, Brad Cozy, a fine little runner, 5'10", 160-pound junior. He's the guy. You look at the statistic leaders, you get Bonds, and you get the rest of the guys, Bolden, those guys. But he's the leader. He's smart. He's smooth. He's got to be on target today.
Talk a little bit of offense. So what do you say we talk a little bit of defense? And what do you say we go to our sideline reporter, the big guy, Lee Turnbow. Lee?
In the biggest ball game of the year, the smallest guy in the field figures to help decide the outcome. Providence nose guard Nick Passanal, number 76. Now, he's listed at 5'9", 175 pounds, but really he's closer to 5'7", 150 pounds. Now, he's going to try to help neutralize the Mount Carmel rushing attack that's led by its huge offensive line that averages 6'2", 250 pounds. Now, Passanal's forte is his quickness. He comes into tonight's ball games with 84 tackles and 7 sacks on a season. How well he plays determines how well Providence can stop Mount Carmel rushing attack. Dave?
Thank you very much, Lee. And, you know, it's a sort of a game tonight. We talk about offense. We talk about defense. You have to talk about special teams. And you have to talk about Matt Pietrovic, the punter and kicker for Mount Carmel. Pietrovic, a straight leg, a straight-on kicker. His kickoffs are high and deep. His punts are the same way. He could be a major factor tonight. Matt Stempfner is very concerned about him. But, Mac, I know that you're a big special teams guy yourself, and you like that total aspect here tonight.
Well, get this scenario. Petrovic kicks the ball to the 1-yard line. Brad Johnson picks it up. He goes 99 yards for a touchdown. On the next 4th down, Curran comes in, blocks the punt, goes in for a touchdown. Don't take a bathroom break or go to the fridge on 4th down. It may be the most exciting and important down of this football game.
Every week here in our Media One Game of the Week, Mac McLaughlin wraps things up. He has his own unique way of looking at a particular game. Mac, what do you have tonight?
Well, we're talking about staying alive, staying alive. It brings back John Travolta in his white suit doing the disco dancing. Coach Linty and Coach Sepner want to dance the night away. But most important, they've got to come out of this game injury-free as possible. And then let's just sit back, watch this game, and watch two teams just try to knock the socks off of each other.
All right, we can say no more. It's time for you to enjoy, so stay right there. We have the opening kickoff. Providence Catholic and Mount Carmel next, live on Media One.
Ah, pizza by Marcellone. Prepared with the finest tomatoes, peppers, spices. Without a pizza by the pound, you get so much more of our delicious toppings. Try the taste that made Marcellone famous. Marcellone.
Call your local Pizza by Marcellone location today. In order to compete at your best, your body has to be in top physical condition. If injury or pain is keeping you from doing your best, call today for an appointment. We specialize in the treatment of sports injuries and fractures. We use arthroscopic and laser surgery. We also treat arthritis, back pain, and perform joint replacements. We have offices located near you, so call 815-741-8155 and get yourself back in the best of health.
Michael, are you going to tell them what we're going to do?
Yeah. We want to take it a whole territory. All of Will County.
What can you do to conquer the competition?
Yeah, I got something in mind.
We got the best goods. We all know that. We don't have to say pizza twice. That's right. No, we're going to make them an offer they can't refuse.
No, I say we're going to make them a pizza they can't refuse.
That's right. We'll make them.
Aurelio's, a pizza you can't refuse.
You could have sold tickets for this ball game about 10 years ago. It's the first time they have ever met, the Mount Carmel Caravan and the Providence Catholic Celtics. Coming to you tonight from Gately Stadium in Chicago. I'm Dave Bernhardt. Mac McLaughlin's alongside. Lee Turnbow is down on the field. Happy that you have chosen Media One to join us here tonight for our live broadcast. And Mac, as far as these two teams are concerned, I can't even imagine what is going through their heads right now.
Well, I know I'm all pumped up. I'm nervous just trying to get up these high tower steps to get to this, and the people are just fantastic. There's just electricity throughout the air and in the sky.
Lee mentioned it earlier, saying that this had the atmosphere of a state championship game. I'm almost going to say it's a bit more. We've been down to Bloomington Normal for those state championship games. There's just a feeling here that I have never had at a high school football game.
There is no trophy that's going to be taken home, but I'll tell you what, the winner is going to be the great meeting on Sunday morning breakfast.
Well, every time that we put things together here in our game of the week, we take our top jocks, who we think may have the most impact in this particular game. You can see him kind of trailing in the pack here, but I will take Jim Kirby. Frank Lindsay is very concerned about him, and Kirby has been the spark for the Celtics offense this season. Mac?
I like Brandon Johnson because not only is he going to catch the ball, but he's also going to receive punts and kickoffs.
And Lee, you had pick number 3.
The running back for Mount Carmel. And the thing is, you guys up in the booth, you can't feel this. You ought to feel the sound, the crescendo of the sound coming down there. I can barely hear myself talk. I just talked to a police officer outside the gate. He said people are parking 2 miles away and walking just to get in. They have stopped taking people into the stands. So this place, the Providence sideline, the Mount Carmel sideline, it is totally packed. Now, the thing is, the first play of the ball game, I think it's going to be a play-action pass. Why? Because I think everybody is so hyped up. You can feel the intensity, the emotion, the enthusiasm. And I tell you, this is just outstanding. What a great game. Sit back in your chair, get your popcorn and your favorite beverage, and watch it because it's going to be outstanding.
You know, a little bit earlier tonight, people were filing in before they opened up the gates here. Let's take a look and let's listen as to what the pregame was like outside of Gately Stadium.
There you go. We're ready. All set for tonight. Who's that guy? He's not even the camera time for that. Yeah, it is. Steve, you laughed all right.
I gave you your fee, right?
Good. Yeah. Where's the red light? There's supposed to be a red light.
Providence, yeah, that's it.
Here. Media One. That's where we're going to take it right now. Let's go, Providence.
Providence. In Providence country here. Providence, there you go.
Yeah. Providence. Carmel all the way.
Carmel, baby, Carmel.
Carmel, way for Carmel.
Providence. Carmel.
You old dad's out here having a cold one for Carmel.
Well, Mac, that's pretty much what it's been like. Heck, we couldn't even make it up from our pregame upstairs without being, semi-harassed by the different fans as far as who we might be favoring tonight.
And this may be the quietest the fans will be listening to the national anthem.
We'd like to welcome our viewers on Jones Intercable Channel 4. Thank you for joining us tonight. We hope you enjoy Media One's live coverage here of the game of the decade. You take a look right there of Octavius Bond. Here's a guy that is a Division I receiver, or soon will be. He could be a factor tonight. And another factor we have here tonight, Mac, is the weather. Earlier on today, and actually somewhat here earlier tonight, we had some very heavy rain. Now, of course, we're playing on an artificial turf here, but right now the weather seems very calm, and it should have no impact on the game should it stay this way.
I think, though, you got to look at the field. There were several times on pass routes in practice, players were slipping, even though they were wearing their gym shoes, and some had new gym shoes, and they're trying to get a friction. So that may be play into in the early part of the ball game.
See the people right there. They do not have a paid ticket. They are outside the stadium. As Lee said, they did limit in terms of how many people were going to get in. And they are sitting about as close as you can sit. Across the way, it's Providence Catholic. Here on the near side, it is Mount Carmel. And both of these fans, when they opened the gates at 5:30, it was almost a sprint to their seats to find and lock in that best spot.
And we went through the back door to get in. Quite luckily, the bathroom was open. We got in very good. It is going to be quite a ball game. The hype and these kids' emotions are so high in the adrenaline. You watch with some heavy hitting the first 3 or 4 minutes and then settle down to the ball game plan.
We said these two teams have never met before. How many times have we said, boy, what would happen should Mount Carmel and Providence Catholic get together? It is week number 8 of the 1998 football season. And the opportunity here tonight to showcase what these two programs are all about. And again, that's what makes tonight so special. It's not just a one-season wonder. This is these are two programs that have established their excellence through the years.
And they've cloned each other. You look at their offense, their defense, they're very, very similar. And the type of coaching, both Lindsey and Coach Matt Sepner, as you said, probably the two coaches of the decade in the 90s, and probably take us into the millennium.
The temperature here is probably about 65, maybe even 70 degrees, but Matt Sepner has that stocking cap from St. Mary Nativity on his head. Now, those of you that follow Providence Catholic football know that that has been Matt's lucky hat that he has worn for his state championships. Well, in recent years, Matt has broken that hat out in important games. He had it on in last week's Loyola game, and I don't think he can put it on any tighter on his head right now than he has it here tonight against Mount Carmel. And his opponent on the other sideline is Frank Lenti. Talk about a guy who has made his mark in 15 years here at Mount Carmel. Lenti with 6 state championships of his own. He ties Semper in that regards. 5 in the last 10 years, a 165-24 record for Mr. Frank Lenti.
Outstanding coaches, and the key to those coaches, not only the great football players they have, but the outstanding staff that stays with them year after year after year, and that consistently makes it worthwhile to be a state champion.
Providence Catholic will receive this opening kickoff, and that will be an important factor. We talked a little bit about Matt Pietrovic, the kicker, in terms of Mount Carmel. See what he can do tonight. The wind should not be a factor in terms of his kickoff. He makes it a career of putting the ball into the end zone. We'll take a look at the rankings here as far as these two teams are concerned. Tribune and Sun-Times, they have it identical here in the Chicago area here in 1998, 1-4. USA Today, well, they like Mount Carmel as the 4th best team in the entire Midwest and the 19th top team in the country.
Look out for that small print, Providence unranked. They'll stop by in the U.S. Today if Providence comes up big tonight.
Well, how many years have we waited for it? And now we're probably about 10 seconds away from getting it started. Along the Mount Carmel sidelines, we bring you Matt Pietrovic. We'll put this game underway. Sailing deep and into the end zone. And Providence will have to start from their 20-yard line. Offensively for the Celtics this year, it has been an offensive juggernaut. We mentioned they've been led by quarterback Jim Kirby. Justin Ruggiero once again has gone over the 1,000-yard mark. Matt Warren, a great blocking fullback. Brandon Johnson, outstanding receiver. Lance Locate compliments him with the up front men. Tom Lenahan, George Deaton, Cameron Richler, Nick Corey, and Pat Riley, along with tight end Jordy Curtin, make things happen here.
And there's been some excitement. Already a penalty on the ensuing kickoff, and Providence has been penalized, and the ball came back.
Offense, half the distance to the goal.
Wow.
First down.
Well, so not only do you start at your 20, you all of a sudden start at your 10, and unsportsmanlike conduct calling a touchback.
And that's what we're talking about, the adrenaline. Those kids are going after each other. They'll have to settle down.
So from the 10-yard line, we get things started here. Locate in motion through.
They got him out of line.
Ruggiero dropped for a loss of about half a yard.
That time, Providence had outflanked them. Mount Carmel had moved out in a set that they were outnumbered 3-2 on that, but a great tackle and bringing down. Watch again. They're outflanked. There should be a block down, and Ruggiero gets caught by the ankle by a blocker from the inside, a tackler from the inside on that.
Number 97, Derek Strong, makes the tackle. In fact, he was questionable coming into this game, suffering an injury last week in the game against St. Rita. We'll get to that Mount Carmel defense after this play. On 2nd down and 10.
The fellow's going the wrong way. Why?
On the ground again to Ruggiero. Justin Ruggiero with an opening. Ruggiero takes a hit. Justin Ruggiero still on his feet to the 27-yard line and a first down.
Great run by Ruggiero that time, and he went right at the strength of the Mount Carmel defense, and you see the slashing, hard running of Justin Ruggiero, who's very tough to bring down, and we talked about it. And watch again. He has a good block at the point of attack, finds a crease. Now look what it takes to bring him down. He's hit head on. He spins, and he's going to turn about 5 more yards on that, carrying 2 Mount Carmel tacklers with him.
Jeremy Wallace went along for the ride. Ruggiero, as we said, great season, 1,123 yards. He averages 7.7 per carry, 17 on that pickup, and the Celtics are out of the hole. With 27, Ruggiero takes a hit behind the line. And that's the difference in Justin Ruggiero this year, is the strength. The Mount Carmel defense, a defense this season that, well, is flat out outstanding. A 6.4 point per game average for Mount Carmel. Now, they're a little bit banged up in terms of some of the injuries they've had, but you will not find a better set of linebackers than you see right here. Jerry Schumacher, Brendan Curran, Dan Casasanta, and Dan Turney have been absolutely outstanding. Throw in Derek Strong in that defensive tackle spot, and you make for a defense that creates headaches for their opponents. A little bit of a mix-up, and flags fly. This will go against Providence. A little bit of flinching in that offensive front.
Well, we see there's going to be some nerve, but I like the play selection on that first down, trying to get that the big receiver, Brandon Johnson.
Ball start. Offense. 5 yards. Repeat second down.
And this is kind of unique for Providence, making these mental errors early in a football game. I don't know if that's carryover from last week and coming in, or just the overall excitement about tonight's game.
Oh, you said you like the pass to Brandon Johnson, and that will be a key to this ball game. How will Frank Lente's defense defend against the 6'5" split end? Second down and about 13. The opening possession of this game. Ruggiero picks his hole. Ruggiero brought down by Casasanta.
It's a good thing Casasanta filled that hole, because Ruggiero, again, got great blocking from his pulling guard and tackle on that tray block, and had a seam going in there. It comes up gimping. Ruggiero looked like he had a little limp on that. That's the key. We'll see on the next run if he's 100%.
Ruggiero suffered a cracked rib a couple of weeks ago against Marian Catholic. It really did not bother him last week against Loyola when he rushed for 150 yards.
He's a tough kid, though, and he carries that ball. He's a horse.
Third down and 10. Ball at the 28-yard line. Play action. Kirby has time. Johnson can't hang on. Nearly intercepted. Casasanta nearly with the interception. The ball was in Johnson's hands.
Well, he's all happy, but I'll tell you what, he didn't cause that. Johnson just flat out dropped that ball. We saw again the great protection Kirby had, and watch again. Ball's just a little to his wide side, but that's the kind of ball you got to catch in big-time football games. Yep, you got to have that one. Almost an interception on that.
So Mount Carmel has held. Pat Flynn will punt for Providence.
They've got 10 men on the line of scrimmage, and they're coming after the ball.
Flynn gets it away. Mike Wilson is deep. This one will hop out of bounds, and Mount Carmel will have the ball first time offensively here tonight. They'll start from their 34-yard line. And as Max said earlier, talk about mirror images of each other. Mount Carmel does it the same way with a strong running attack led by Teddy Bolden and Jim Smith. We talked about Brad Cozy in a pregame. They have a big-time receiver in Octavius Bond. He's complimented by Mike Wilson and Joe Gildine. But again, the strength up front. Sylvester Miller goes 275. Gary Young is 290. Joe Morfoot, Sean Dillon, and John Magaro round out a very strong offensive unit for the Caravan. Smith on the ground on play number 1, and Smith get out near the 40-yard line. That's nearly a 6-yard pickup. Providence Catholic defense, they were stung last week for 38 points in that overtime win against Loyola Academy. Their defensive unit this year has been outstanding. Again, linebackers strong. Brendan Cavanaugh, Dan Raddick, Tony Olson, Nick Lackney. Lee talked about Nick Pasolano up front. We'll see several different defensive linemen. Joe Narico and Dan Kramer are there. Secondary of Godfrey, Summers, Bowman, and Jutras has been solid as well this season.
That first play, they just went right after Pasolano. Right straight fullback dive. Oh, man.
Teddy Bolden gets a couple.
Well, I'll tell you what, they may be double teaming Nick Pasolano, the 5'9", 160-pound nose guard, but they got to look out for the other guy who's coming from the backside on that to clean that play up. Right now, Providence is staying in a base 52 and not shifting and leaving the linebacker in the stay position. They'll probably somewhere later on, especially on the option play, shoot those linebackers through the seam.
3rd and 3 from the 42. Cozy option gives to Smith. Smith is stopped after a gain of 1. It looked like he was going to be stopped for a loss. All of a sudden he broke free and then was brought down again.
When we talk about Olsen that time, number 51, he did just what I said before. He shot the gap off tackle, and as he's riding, watch again on this play, we see him just reach out and strip the ankles down on the ball carrier and knock him down for a loss.
Tony Olsen with 65 tackles this season. 6 foot, 192-pound senior. It is 4th down. They will shift into a punt formation. Pietrovic will do the kicking. Brandon Johnson is the only man back deep for Providence.
This will be an interesting confrontation here between Pietrowicz and Johnson.
Johnson eyes it. Puts it on the ground.
He lost it.
And Mount Carmel will have it.
Now who's going to wrestle this ball up? It's a wrestle match.
And it's Caravan football.
Yeah. Well, we talked about that in the pregame about the special teams in fourth down, and on the first or the second fourth down play, we see the Mount Carmel defense come up big. Johnson took a big chance of receiving that ball with all that heat coming down on him. You see again, as he catches the ball, he gets hit, and the ball is loose, and now it's a wrestling match, and the Mount Carmelites come up with that ball. Yes, and we took good position in that hit on that play.
Jim Letts is the man that stung Johnson. Dan Turney with the recovery. Mount Carmel football at the Providence 20, the first break of the game. Cozy on the keeper.
Ball's loose again.
And the turnover, what's the signal here? Will go the other way. Providence with the recovery.
Holy cow. Ladies and gentlemen, we've only been in this ball game about 5 minutes, and we've seen some hard hitting and some exceptional plays and turnovers that are caused by good, clean, hard hitting football players. Watch again as we see nice right by the fullback, and Cozy gets outside. He doesn't tuck that ball in. There's a lot of people over there, and someone dives in there and knocks him loose, and they get it right on the sideline. Couldn't tell who would pick that ball.
Exchange of turnovers puts the ball just outside the 15-yard line. Kirby to the air. And through the hands, thrown a little bit behind, big tight end, Jordy Curtin.
And this is unusual for Kirby and the Celtics in dropping balls early, especially key plays and first down. That puts you in a bad situation. Now you got 2nd and 10 when you could have been second and about 2 or 3.
Well, we've seen the nerves early, no doubt about it. Brandon Johnson dropped the pass. Then he made a poor decision not calling for a fair catch on a punt. Cozy fumbles, and here Kirby maybe a little bit jumpy. And why not? 2nd and 10.
Follow number 44, the fullback. He'll lead you to the play.
Matt Warren is the up man.
Got an audible.
Ruggiero follows Warren. Ruggiero rolled down. Maybe gets a yard. Derek Strong, number 97, was in there. Also getting help from Jeremy Wallace.
Good point of attack, blocking and tackling by both teams. Watch again. Ruggiero has a little seam, but the backside linebacker, number 60, comes in there and knocks him down.
We mentioned Dan Casasanta's name a few times already here tonight. We still have not yet reached the midway point of the first quarter of a scoreless tie. It is 3rd down and 9. Passing situation here for the Celtics. Flag.
Looks like more movement on the offense.
We have not yet settled in.
Dead ball. Ball starts. Offense.
I think Matt Septon is highly upset at what's going on, but you're going to expect that right away. And we said for the first 3 or 4 minutes there's going to be a lot of adrenaline being pumped in by these kids. They have to just settle down and do what they do best. And right now you look for a screen or a long fade route to Brad Johnson.
Matt Sefner was concerned about the field position battle here tonight. You can see where they are pinned right now.
They're trying to cover over and under on Johnson, and no one's down the middle. There's a fade.
Fade to Johnson, and this thing is thrown in the first row of the bleachers. It's 4th down.
I don't think you're going to be able to complete that pass on the Mount Carmel defense. What they're doing, they're playing head up with a corner, and they're bringing the inside safety. You watch as he goes by the cornerback, who's only about 5'8". Watch the safety come over, and he's got to cover him deep. He's going to have to send the tight end underneath across the middle to find an opening in that defense.
Now Pat Flynn standing in his own end zone.
Another big 4th down.
Carmel will bring 10. Flynn gets it away. This is a nice kick. Wilson hesitates, and it hits on the AstroTurf, and it will roll near the 35-yard line. A break for Providence. So Mount Carmel to start this particular possession at the 35-yard line. Pat Flynn got his team out of a hole. These two teams playing in the Catholic Metro Blue Conference. You know, I don't know if we've even talked about that. This is basically for the conference championship. That's what they have done against common opponents. You know, outside of Loyola. Take a look right on down. You cannot get scores more similar. Of course, Providence surviving that overtime game last week against the Ramblers. Teddy Bolden will carry for about 3 to the 38.
I think the key for Mount Carmel in this ball game is Cozy has got to throw the ball. He's got to get the ball to Octavius Bond, one of the better receivers in the area and the state, with good speed just to complement Brandon Johnson on the opposite side at Providence. He's got to play action with that dive and bring that ball downfield to Octavius Bond.
Cozy has completed 48% of his passes this season for 464 yards. Ball's dropped on the snap. Mount Carmel will hang on.
And at the bottom of that pile was number 76, Nick Pazdolano, who created a lot of havoc there and just tunneled his way underneath that center and guard. You see him jumping up and down there. He's a pesky little guy. He's got that gives the offensive coordinators a big dose of Pepto-Bismol to try to keep him those headaches and stomach aches. And watch again. He's down in the scrum somewhere in there. Look at him.
3rd and 7. Option Cozy.
No.
Down he goes. Dan Raddick, number 2, with the tackle, 6 foot, 180-pound senior.
Well, if you're a defensive coach and you want to watch how to stop the option, this is a key play right here. They stop the fullback. They cause the quarterback to be unable to pitch and just knock his socks off. Watch again. They close the seam down, and there's Pasolano again coming from his nose guard with the help from the linebacker to bring him down, throw him for a loss.
.340 left here in the first quarter. No score. Pietrovic now to drop back to punt. The last time, of course, he boomed a high, deep one. And Brandon Johnson unable to hang on.
Time for redemption, Johnson.
This time he has some room, but he will go down immediately. Great special teams coverage. And you know, you put your best players on special teams, they make things happen. Jerry Schumacher, one of the outstanding linebackers in the Chicago area, got down on that one and nailed Brandon Johnson in his tracks.
Well, you know, it's just a pleasure to watch two teams that have every aspect of the game covered. Punt teams, kickoff teams. They've got someone that does an outstanding job at every position.
Providence to start this drive at their own 29.
Different formation this time.
Split backfield.
Line up, save us!
Kirby over the middle, has his tight end Curtin. Jordy Curtin is brought down in Mount Carmel territory.
Just a matter of time before they found that tight end. What they're doing again, Mount Carmel's going to, again, back to that base 52 sitting, but they're double covering the wideouts. And what Providence has done is taking the Providence wideouts way out.
Let's go down to our sideline reporter, Lee Turnbow. Lee?
And, Mac, the reason that play was wide open is because Mount Carmel is switching their coverages, double covering the outside. That left the inside open for the tight end. Providence, after the first two series, picked that up. And I tell you what, it's a very fast game here on the turf here at Gailey Stadium. And right now, Mount Carmel has a quickness edge.
But Mount Carmel now has to defend their side of the field. Providence crossing into Caravan territory. Ruggiero stood up and helped come. Ruggiero gets a yard and a half, maybe 2.
It's going to be tough going, trying to get up there in the middle. That time he ran off guard behind Mark Warren, the fine fullback, and got stuffed from that. And you're right, that tight end is going to be the key for this ball game because they cannot cover Brandon Johnson with 2 men and leave that middle open.
2nd and 8 from the Caravan 43. Ruggiero, a hole up the middle. He went right up behind George Deaton, Cameron Richler, and Nick Corey. He gets to the 40.
Well, this may be called an attitude-type run now. Coach Ernst is just putting his horses together and just coming right at that defense to see if they can get to Curran and Shoemaker and try to slip Ruggiero off and spin and get extra yards. Big 3rd down coming up.
Third down and 5 for Providence Catholic. Johnson left, Lokank right. Warren slides left. Play action. Kirby can run, but he will not. Jerry Schumacher.
And listen to the crowd. Jerry Schumacher, number 47, was an intelligent football player on that play. That was a play-action boot. He stayed with the tight end, rode him, and as soon as he saw the quarterback was going to try and throw the ball and pulled it in, he just took off and flattened and threw him down for a loss. Watch again here. He's staying with this tight end. Now he sees that the quarterback has got the ball, and he just comes in and makes that tackle.
Mount Carmel will take a timeout. They use it with 1:21 to play here in the first quarter. No score here from Gately Stadium. You had to get your ticket early this week, and you can see those stands are packed. And we'd like to pack you in for our weekly sports talk show that comes up every Wednesday night at 6:30. It is the Sports Zone. I'm Dave Bernhardt on the left. That's Jennifer Swan on the right. We come at you live at 6:30 every Wednesday night. Phone calls, highlights, interviews, that's all you right here on the Sports Zone. So we welcome you in here in the Will County area. We're talking to you. If you're a Media One subscriber in the Northwest regions, your Sports Zone comes to you at 6:30 on Tuesdays with Ted Brunson, Dan Richmond, and Dave Rotek. So there is absolutely no excuse to stay on the very top of high school sports in the Media One region. Media One is happy to bring you this game live here on a Saturday night between two teams that, well, quite frankly, if you're going to match them up, you would not have found two better.
Interesting timeout by Coach Lindsay on this fourth down to set up something. You just don't waste or use timeouts this early unless you got something up.
Wilson stands back at his own 10-yard line. Lynn will look to the corner. Doesn't quite get it. I think he wanted to angle it a little bit more. I don't think he was trying just to play with inside the 10. So Mount Carmel will start for the 20. And this has just been a slugfest here. We have no score in this game with coming up on about a minute to play. And as far as that's concerned, that's somewhat of a story in itself because these two teams score. Mount Carmel has racked up the points this season. 64 in the first quarter, but look how they have dominated their opponents in quarter number 2, outscoring their opponents 84-0 and are out to a almost 39 point per game average compared to just 6 points per game from their opponents. It's a dominating offense, but again, a game like this, you have a couple of defenses that are pretty good themselves. Posey, the keeper, he will get 5 yards, and all he does is just pretty much ramble along and ride the back of his lineman.
And that time, the fullback, he just rode the fullback, kept the ball in his belly, and just followed him right down and took it back out and gained about 5 or 6 yards on that play.
Interesting, we've seen Posey keep the ball on several occasions here. I think if Providence had their way, that's what they would like to see all night rather than seeing Teddy Bolden get the ball or Jim Smith.
He's got to throw that ball sometime. I know Coach Lindsay likes to horse the ball down the field.
Give inside, a gain of about 3, and boy, are those pads cracking tonight.
And it's interesting to hear that. I mean, these guys are just going shoulder to shoulder, and all that plastic is just being bounced off of each other.
Bolden will carry to the 28-yard line. Set up a 3rd and 2.
Everyone's just waiting for the big event. Something's got to happen. It's like sitting on your hand and saying there's going to be explosions sooner or later.
3rd down and 2. They may let this first quarter clock run out. And we will have to wait until the second quarter to find out what the Caravan will do on 3rd and 2. The first quarter, everything we expected. Both sides of this stadium, fans have come to their feet. We played a quarter. Here on Media One, we have no score. type of night where the concession stands were busy before the game, but nobody, I mean nobody, is leaving now. Welcome back to Gately Stadium, everybody. Even you guys out there in the parking lot. I'm Dave Bernhardt. Matt McLaughlin is alongside. Lee Turnbull is on the sidelines, so we welcome you to our live broadcast here. Media One Sports bringing you the game of the decade, as they are calling it. Providence Catholic Mount Carmel, no score at the end of one period of play. We reverse directions, but the situation stays the same. 3rd and 2. Cozy drops it again. He never got the exchange completely, but he ends up with the ball, or at least somebody in a brown jersey does.
A little move by Pasolano and the other two defensive players on that play as he tried to stuff it into the fullback's gut, and he didn't make it. Fullback tried to squeeze it as he was trying to pull out, and the ball hit the ground.
Once again, the Providence defense holds. 4th and a yard from the 29. It becomes a punting contest. Now Providence will send 2 men back deep to receive this punt. Brandon Johnson and Lance Lokank are both back now at the 30-yard line awaiting this punt from Petrovic.
Smart move by Coach Shepner.
You know, that first one that Johnson dropped, he may have needed some help in terms of calling for a fair catch.
Exactly.
Very high and deep. Johnson, the grab at the 30. And he's brought down at the 37-yard line. You know, one thing about Pietrovic's punts, and actually we saw it in a game here on Media One earlier in the season when we had Nick Setta, the outstanding kicker and punter for Lockport. The problem that Setta was giving at that time Lincoln Way was he was kicking it above the lights, and the return men lost the ball, and that can happen here with Pietrovic as well.
Smart move by Coach Shepner. That time he had both sides of the field protected on that punt. Instead of having one guy, that meant Johnson would have to run all over the place, and Pietrovic would have a different way of punting.
We've played pretty much between the 20s. Providence has it now just about the 38-yard line, their own 38. Matt Warren, the fullback, flinched, and a flag is down. Boy, everybody just on edge here. Warren just kind of leaned forward in his stance just prior to the snap. That will be a 5-yard penalty against Lincoln Way should Mount Carmel want it.
I think that's the 3rd offside penalty on the Celtics.
Illegal motion. Gets the offense. 5 yards. Repeat first down.
Matt Warren has done an outstanding job. See if we can get a look at movement. He didn't quite get it there. Warren was the guy that actually made the very first movement. Mount Carmel will take the penalty back to the 33. Sets up a first down and 15. Opening moments of the second quarter. Play action.
Plenty of time.
Kirby hit just as he throws. He did have the time. And all of a sudden that time was closed up. Pietrovic, number 61, was the man that made contact. And let's contact our guy walking the sidelines, Lee Turnbow.
Thanks, Dave. You talk about the offsides penalty. The reason for that, you cannot hear down there. You cannot believe how loud it is. And that's why there has been 4 offsides procedure penalties against the offense, because when Providence goes to change cadence or Mount Carmel, they can't hear it changes, and hence that's why they're offsides called.
Providence now 2nd down and 15.
They're playing defensive chest in that defensive line. They've taken Miller, the fine outside defensive end, and moved him to nose tackle.
Ruggiero. Justin Ruggiero gets back to nearly the original line of scrimmage on this particular possession. That means it will be 3rd down and 10 now.
Correction on my part. That's Derek Strong, number 97, is playing the nose. An outstanding defensive tackle all year at 6'3", 212 pounds.
One thing you see with these two teams, they have so many great athletes. They can afford to run players in and out, flip-flop some positions. Yet another key 3rd down, 3rd and 10.
If he gets time, I think he can pick this Mount Carmel secondary apart with his 5 receivers. Good rush. Oh.
Kirby throws it, and it's intercepted. Kirby tried to force the pass. Oh, wait a minute. It looked like that ball was picked off. It looked for a moment like big number 69, Terrence Johnson, had it.
Well, numbers 97, Derek Strong, just bull rushed his way right up the middle. Watch again as he comes through. Here's 97. He just pushes people out of the way and grabs the ball and it flips up as we see Kirby try to throw it, and here it comes out. And we see it in his hands. Ooh. Oh, no, it comes out and hits the ground. See another replay on that. Ball's up. He has it, but no. That's those big tackles and all those puffy hands they have.
Timeout on the field here in the game of the week here on Media One. But I'll tell you what, for our Media One viewers, you have a game of the week next week. How about for the Sika Blue Championship? Defending state champion, the Lincoln Way Knights, Sandburg Eagles, each have one loss on the season. That will be for the Sika Blue Championship. That will be the game of the Chicago area next week, and you will get it right here on Media One. Very best in high school sports.
We must be getting near the playoff time because the games are getting better and better as we go down the road.
I'll tell you how I know we're getting close to playoff time. I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning. I was so ready for tonight. We'll be up early next week. Sandburg and Lincoln Way on Media One.
I knew I was ready. I had to get out of the house at 11 o'clock to see another ball game.
You were kicked out of the house.
I was trying to be gentle on that now. She's probably watching this game.
Mike Wilson is back deep. The sack brings it back to the 30-yard line.
Now watch him try to angle kick away to one side or the other, make him move, and probably coming off to his right and take him to the short side of the field.
Octavius Bond is in this punt coverage team. He'll be rushing for the left end spot. Here he comes. Not a good punt from Flynn. Just to the 45-yard line. A little bit too much angle, not much elevation. And that will put the Mount Carmel offense on the field. And it's an offense that, well, I'll tell you what, flat out produces. They have done it all season long, averaging nearly 39 points per game. Mac, there's no surprise here. They like to do it on the ground.
Yes, and if you average 238 to 40 yards rushing, and I like the other part, almost 100 yards passing. That's not a lot, but that's just enough to make you not crawl up your defensive backs and play defense up tight on you.
They've really not been able to get it going here tonight so far. We've played in 3 minutes into this second quarter of a scoreless game. Mount Carmel Providence Catholic.
He's going to throw it now.
Posey over the middle has his tight end, Joe Gildine.
Just as we were talking about the passing yardage, we see a nice little pass with the tight end coming right behind the linebackers and a good two-step drop by Cozy, and he puts the ball right in. 1, 2, 3. He sets and throws. He had a funny way of throwing the ball, but it's right on target. And a big first down for Mount Carmel.
15-yard completion to Gildine, so we've seen both tight ends with first down catches here tonight. Inside the 40-yard line. Cozy will keep. Cozy has some room left side. The junior quarterback run out of bounds at the 30.
Not big, not fast, but just good enough to make that play work. Good ride to the fullback, and again, he sees the crease there as they're taking the cornerback deep with the wideout, and there's a lane, and the inside safety has a tough time trying to get it. Watch again. Good ride to the fullback. He takes number 41 out of the play, and watch him run down the lane. And finally, we see him get picked off by the secondary to stop him and knock him out of bounds.
Free safety Shane Summers made the stop and now sets up a second down in less than a yard. Let's see what the Caravan choose to do here. Up the middle, Bolden, big hitter. Teddy Bolden is inside the 20.
And it looks like the first substantial march is on its way. But just hold your horses now, because anything can happen. Every time something looks like it's going to happen, there's a fumble or something occurs, and change the ball back. Watch again. This is just power football. He just takes his ball, finds the crease. He's got a man to try to rip the ball out of his hands, and still made, I see Teddy Bolden make that big first down.
Bolden came into this game rushing for 637 yards. His running mate, Jim Smith, at 634, so they have balanced it up very nicely. Bolden with the better speed. Yet another first down. Smith, the handoff, and nowhere for Bolden. I make that Smith, nowhere for Smith. He is brought down by Nick Miles. For 41 for the Celtics, 6'1", 200-pound junior.
And there's Pasolano. Somewhere near that pile, you'll find number 76. That time they smelt the fullback, and they slanted right to the right gap that time. That's how you counteract that off-tackle play. You slant your down lineman left to right and try to get through the seams and crawl between their legs and cause confusion.
No gain on the play. Smith stopped right at the line, 2nd and 10.
Now the tight end is to our right. He will be the player, again, to get behind the linebackers.
Plenty of time for Cozy. Whoa! I don't know if Brad Cozy didn't see him, but Shane Summers is there. He intercepts his third pass of the season, and it could not have come at a better time for Providence, nor a worse time for that man right there, Frank Lindsay.
And you can see the expression on Coach Lindsay's face because the turnovers by both sides are just unprecedented. And that time it looked like he was throwing to the white jersey. He had no one in the brown and white jersey coming around. We see Cozy throw the ball, had an idea. But, boy, there's nothing but white jerseys around the receiver, Octavius Bond. There were 5 white jerseys in that zone.
Well, you said it, Mac. Every time something seems to be going, there's a turnover. Providence has it now inside their 20. No score here in the second quarter. 7:16 to play in the half. Lopez, he is immediately grabbed. A quick slant that time by cornerback Robert Richardson.
And Brandon Johnson's coming back. He says, I can run the vertical on this one, and there's no one there. What they've done with Brandon Johnson and Locust, they've moved Locust to the outside and brought Brandon Johnson inside, and that means now you can't double cover Brandon Johnson.
3 yards on that short pass from Kirby to Lokeng. Johnson has single coverage from Richardson on the near side on your right. Said he'll stay on the ground. Fullback Matt Warren gets his first carry of the night. Warren has just 127 yards on the season. He does average 10.6 yards per carry, however.
Quite a little confusion on that one to see Cozy just shaking his head, kind of saying, I didn't mean to throw that ball, but that's going to happen in a game like this.
Were you running that over? Wilson? What? I don't know. That's not bad. Remember,
good job by the quarterback. He wants to find out what the heck is going on with his receivers.
You know what I like right there? The composure that young man was showing. Third down and a long 4. Play action.
Oh.
And a big right hand that time. Number 69, Terrence Johnson, swats that one away.
Well, they got to get somebody on Terrence Johnson because he's having a field day just coming through that line. And the big guy just put his big mitts up and just smacked that ball down.
Johnson, 6'1", 254 pounds, coming right at you.
Good fake action that time. It looked like he had a lane, but he did one of the great things you try to teach your defensive man. Put those hands up, and he just batted that ball to the ground. I don't know who's going to get tired of first, the Providence punter or the Mount Carmel punter.
They have touched the ball more than any other players here tonight. Flynn, though, stands at his 10-yard line.
It's a key. He got to get a good one off this time. The last one was not very good, and they had to battle back.
Low spiral. Wilson will have an opportunity to return it from his 37.
That was a clip.
Flags are down, and the Providence fans do it immediately. It was interesting watching that play because as soon as Wilson made the grab, took about 3 steps, one of the Mount Carmel players put his hands up in the air, and about 3,000 Providence fans jumped to their feet. They were going to throw a flag as well.
And that was an inadvertent type of clip. What happened was the Providence man was falling down, and the Mount Carmel man just got in back of him as he's pushing him. He fell down and just pushed him a little bit, and that was your flag.
Now they are determining the spot of the foul. Mark it from the 45-yard line.
During the return, clip against Mount Carmel, 15 yards, first down.
Interesting. Our official saying the clip is against Mount Carmel. You don't hear that often. It's either against the receiving team, you know, the offense, the defense, brown, white. But it's a personal sort of night here.
Just so he doesn't give the number. Some mother will be unhappy.
Well, if he does, we'll have it for you. First down from the 30, and again, just playing between the 30s. 5:41 remains in a scoreless first half. Cozy brought down from behind, and once again having a big night here tonight is Nick Miles, number 41 for the Celtics.
Probably one of the unhurled guys on that defense of Providence. What they're doing, they're trying to run behind big number 75, Sylvester Miller, the All-State candidate at 6'4", 275. But watch again, the backside linebacker shoots, great pursuit. And they just had him boxed in by 3 players. There's Pastelano again, always getting his hand, either the second or third guy if he's not the first, but he's always around the ball.
One of the keys here for Providence defense tonight, that is force Carmel into a passing situation. It's 2nd and 10.
Look at the big seams on the left side.
Smith hit and dropped after a 2-yard pickup.
Oh, they're getting fired up. Mount Carmel's got to come on a big play. And they're running the same play they ran to horse the ball down before that interception and fumble in 2 previous marches down the field. Providence has got hot now. And watch again, as he hands that ball off, you'll see nothing but white jerseys all over the place. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. That's 3/4 of the white team is all over the ball carrier.
That was Miles again on the first hit. 3rd down and 7.
Now they come up with corner blitz on some of these downs. Oh, boy.
Well, interesting look there. Providence was shifting on defense right at the snap of the ball, and appeared as if the snap of the ball came a little bit sooner than was anticipated by Cozy. He only gets to the 35. Once again, the Caravan will have to punt. And once again, the Providence fans across the way salute their defense.
One of the keys was Cozy had to be smooth. We saw a couple of times with all this, we talked about the crowd noise and all the anticipation. He made a few boo-boos there when handing the ball off.
4th and 5. Lance Lokank is back. He is joined by Brandon Johnson there, back near their own 20, respecting the leg of Petrovic.
I just think something's going to happen on one of these punts. That's low.
Big hop. Lokank will let it go. Boy, he had thoughts there, didn't he?
Well, he's lucky that ball didn't take a crazy bounce and hit him on the leg and really got himself in trouble.
Oh, he was at Never Land there for a while.
And some of his teammates are asking him, what are you doing? Watch. He's following that ball. It's inside the 10. Look at that bounce.
Down to the sidelines we go and leave.
Dave and Mac, the wind is really picking up. As you're watching this game on your TV screen, the wind from right to left is about 20-25 miles an hour, and the rain is starting to come down, so field conditions are going to play a big factor. The thing that Providence needs to do here, Mac, I think, is establish Ruggio up the middle, because the pass plays Mount Carmel's defending very well.
There's a quick pass to Lokank. He's brought down at about the 5-yard line. We thought we could avoid the rain here. As Lee said, in fact, just as he was talking, the people scrambled to their rain gear, their umbrellas.
And I think what Lee is talking about is fine, because the weather, what they're trying to do is throw the ball while they have the weather in their favor. And now the rain's come, they may go back to that power running attack.
4-yard gain to Lokank.
They're lucky to get this field on AstroTurf.
2nd down and 6. Throwing into the wind. Right through the hands of Ruggio coming out of the backfield.
Well, they're not ashamed to throw the ball. As Coach Ernst, their offense coordinator, he's just dropping back and throwing the ball. He's hit 4 receivers in the hands, and they've dropped the ball. And those are going to be keys, because they're leaving themselves in long 3rd down situation, and big number 69 for Mount Carmel is eager to get to that quarterback.
Brad Cozy, the Caravan quarterback, getting some advice from upstairs. If his defense can stop Providence here, he's going to get another chance at it. We have 2:31 left here in the scoreless first half. And we see a shotgun look. The handoff Ruggio. He will be short of the first down.
Good play by number 53. We talked about it before. Brendan Curran. He kept his position on that play and stopped him from making any big yardage. And Ruggio may be nicked up, because he doesn't look very healthy as he's running the ball with the vim and vigor as he did in the first quarter. And they're he's holding his side. We said he had an injury in his ribs in prior games.
Well, in a game like this where the hitting has been ferocious, that is not going to help a cracked rib.
And that AstroTurf may be soft, but boy, it's like a brick when you get those guys rolling on top of them.
Flynn has been a busy man tonight.
Wow.
Again, keeping it away from Wilson, but punts it out of bounds at his own bench. Mount Carmel will have great field position with 1:34 to play here in the first half. And coming up at halftime, well, you don't want to go anywhere. We'll give you a couple minutes off, all right? But when you come back, I have a feature on the clash of these Catholic League titans. The hype, and you know what, folks? It's been well-deserved. Plus, we'll have first-half highlights. Scoring highlights? Well, we have no score. Stick around at the half. We'll have a whole lot coming up for you here from Gately Stadium.
That was a big punt, Dave, because now you put them in your own territory with 1:34 to go.
Ball is at the Providence 45. Cozy, play action. Bond hit as he touches the ball. Mike Godfrey with the big stick on Bond. That was an incomplete pass.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's how you stick him. Octavius Bond, one of the fastest receivers in the state, and a great leaper. He got hung up a little bit on this one. Got the ball on the high jump, and watch again, right in the rib cage. That's where you hit it, knock that ball out before he could bring it in. And lucky for Mount Carmel, he didn't have possession, because that would have been a big fumble.
Mike Godfrey, number 10, 5'11", 180-pound senior cornerback with the stop. He's on Godfrey, or I make that he is on Bond again.
Got to watch Teddy Bolden on a quick dive.
Bolden has it. He has 5 to the 40.
They've got the wind to their back, I believe, looking to the flag at the up position, maybe not down the field. But with the kicker like Piotrovic, they may have a chance to kick a long field goal if they can get another first down.
They need 5 yards here on third down.
Now they need about 15 more yards to be in position to get any kind of kick.
Cozy to throw. Goes back to his right. Has his tight end Gildine for a first down. The tight ends have been the primary pass receivers here tonight.
And they outfox the Providence defense at that time. He rolled to his left, delayed the tight end one count, and then run a little curl, and he threw back to a wide open seam and get that big first down.
45.
Again. We see him rolling to his left and looking downfield. Good play action at time. Good footwork. Throws a strike in there. Big first down.
45 seconds left, first half. Bolden has it. Teddy Bolden still on his feet. He's inside the 25 to the 22-yard line, and Mount Carmel wants a timeout. They get it with 27 seconds left here in the first half, and they are now in Piotrovic's field goal range.
Well, that's the second timeout when they used one early in the first quarter with 27 seconds, so they've got to go into the end zone they've got one more timeout. If they want to use it for a field goal attempt, they've got to go to the end zone or throw that ball down the field at least 2 times. This will be a big score if you go in the half in this kind of game. And not that it's nowhere near over, but a 6 or 7 point lead or a 3-point lead at halftime, boy, it really juices you up for that 20 minutes that you're in the dugout warming up.
It's interesting, we have no score here in this particular game. But yet these two teams have racked up yards. They have racked up points. You get a look at it right there, and look how evenly matched they are. I mean, you're talking about two teams that between them combined for about 740 yards of offense. It's not quite been that way here tonight. Providence a little bit more balanced as far as that's concerned.
And probably, we look at these, but we don't realize that many times the second and third unit are in ball games where they're blowouts. So these numbers could be way another 50 yards apiece on both sides.
Second down and short, only about 2 yards to go for a first down. The ball at the 22-yard line. Over the middle, Mike Wilson will make the grab.
Great call that time by Coach Lenny. They're backing off the wide receiver, and he got a 2-step drop. He rolled to his left, came back and threw a strike on the look-in.
Clock stops at 24 seconds on the first down, and now it rolls. The ball is at the 11. Final moments of the first half.
There's a
Cozy on the keeper. Gets a block. Cozy brought down inside the 5. And Mount Carmel will use their final timeout with 6 seconds left in this half.
And that was one of those unusual, unexpected plays that Mount Carmel came out with. And that time they just saw he made a little fake, took the ball and ran a naked reverse by himself and almost scored on that play.
So now you have 6 seconds left in the half. The ball is at the 4-yard line, and you are out of timeouts.
You got one time to throw it in the end zone. You can put it up, and that leave 2 seconds on the clock. Watch again, we see Cozy. He just makes a fake and runs a naked boot. No one's out there to help him. And boy, it takes a good tap. Great block that time by Octavius Bond to give him some lane, but the cornerback came up and saved what could have been a touchdown. Watch this block. Boy, what a block. Right in the gut on that one. But again, Providence is just hanging on again. They've got to be tough.
Watch the corner of the end zone, guys.
This drive started at the 45-yard line. It's been a short one. The field position game belonging to the Caravan.
Got to be careful. He told him corner of the end zone. Now, if he's going to run to that corner or throw to that corner, if he gets stopped, it's the end of the half.
It is first down and goal from the 4-yard line.
He's coming off.
Out of the end zone, 1 second remains on the clock. 1 second remains. The Providence fans are not happy. They thought there was a slow trigger on that clock.
Guess who's got home field advantage on the clock?
Oh, listen to him. Listen to the Providence fans.
I'll tell you what, that's part of the ball game. That's the advantage of the home. Was it quick? We don't know, but it's 1 second left, no matter what.
Providence to use the timeout here as Pietrovic has the tee set down at the 11-yard line. Ball is on the left hash. It will be a 21-yard field goal attempt. As you can see, kind of an unusual look nowadays in football, and that is a kicker that approaches straight on.
Well, when you're 6'1", and about 240 pounds, you don't need to go sideways.
Pietrovic on this season has 3 field goals. Well, there is no question about his distance nor his accuracy. The question is, as far as each team's particular lines, will they protect the field goal attempt, or will Providence be able to crash the party?
Now, they list Pietrovic at 5'10". No way. No way. Then I'm 5'10". He looks like he's 6'2". Of course, we're about 100 yards away up here in the sky booth. It'd be interesting if this is the play that at the final run with that 1 second. You think those coaches in the green over there will be yapping all year about that.
Come on, Carmel!
Pietrovic will work out of the hold of Seamus Heron. The snapper is Pat Ross.
I'd like to see him fake and throw the ball in the end zone.
They get it down, and this one is no good. A high snap. The ball was plenty high enough. No good. An incredible way to end the first half. Talk about dodging a bullet. If you're a Providence fan, if you're Mount Carmel, you have to be terribly disappointed about moving the ball all the way down there, unable to come away with anything. So we have a scoreless first half here. Wow.
You said it. That says it for the whole first half. Wow.
Let's look back and see the situation here. Pietrovic, the kicker, misfires on this one. Great job by Heron to even get the ball down.
Wow.
And he pretty much knew it.
Yep.
You know, our angle that we had there momentarily, Mac, it almost looked like he kicked the ball so high that it was going to be so close to that left upright that it may have been a tough call for one of the officials.
But don't score, and that's going to be, we've got another half to see who's the best of these two all-star teams.
We have waited an eternity for these two teams to hook up. They have never played before. We've waited through a first half, and now the second half. We'll decide. Providence Catholic and Mount Carmel scoreless. Here live on Media One, we're at the half.
was going to change your world. But it just became this worldwide web of waiting until Media One Express. Our broadband network lets you download 50 times faster than 28.8. Call 1-630-716-2800 now to save $50 off installation on the fastest internet service for the home. Because if you're not going 50 times faster, you're going 50 times slower. Media One Express. This is broadband. This is the way.
I'm telling you, man, dogs know all. They're like geniuses. There's this family, right? They forgot their dog when they moved from Florida to China. So this dog, he walked all the way to California, jumps in the Atlantic Ocean, swims across it during monsoon, and found his family in China. No way. There's like billions of people in China. It's a famous story. I mean, dogs got like giant brains, and they know when things suck.
Tobacco, tumor-causing, teeth-staining, smelly, puking habit.
Glad to have you aboard here in our Media One coverage, our live coverage of our Media One Game of the Week. Along with Mac McLaughlin, I'm Dave Bernhardt. It's good to have you along in a scoreless tie right here. And well, there's about, I don't know, 8,000, 10,000 people. Make your own estimates as far as tonight's game is concerned, how many people are here. And that's because there's been an awful lot of hype. Deservedly so? I don't know, but our Melody Hoffman here on Media One checked it out earlier this week.
Teams of high caliber are playing for the Catholic League Championship. A lot is on the line here. Both teams are 7-0, have long-standing traditions of being undefeated, and both have their share of state titles. But to the coaches and players, it's just another game.
We don't put too much emphasis on any single game. We tell our kids that the game we play that week is the most important game of the season up to that point. But we're not going to make this an end-all or be-all game. We have a regular season game to finish out next week, and then we want to get ready for the playoffs as well. If we tell the kids that this game is everything and we're not successful, we've basically shot ourselves in the foot for the rest of the season.
You know, as far as everything else, it's the old cliche, it's just another game. And that, I mean, not to, you know, diminish the significance of the game, but, you know, you practice the same way as you do. You analyze certain areas. You say this is the area we could possibly attack.
So it's a regular game, just a game for the Catholic League Championship. Nothing different, just prepared like we did every other game.
You know, championship game, you know, just like any other game, you just come out ready to play.
Early in the week, we tried not to get too emotional, too excited. We want to concentrate more on making ourselves better so that we could compete with Providence. They're a very fine football team, and we know that if we're going to have to be successful here, Mel, we can't make any mistakes in any of the three phases of the game, being offense, defense, or kicking game.
Providence and Mount Carmel players agree. It's hard not to get caught up in the hype of the game.
You're not in practice in school, everyone's talking about it, but once you're at practice, the coaches just treat it like any other team. They won't allow you to lose your heads about it.
So you've been pretty focused?
Yeah, everyone's pretty focused. Everyone knows what they have to do.
Yeah, it is, because there's a lot of reporters over here, like every day and stuff like that, like asking questions, and you kind of get involved in a little, but you try to keep focused on the game, and that's about it.
It's hard to stay focused when you got all this hype going, people asking you, oh, who's going to win, how's it going to be, but it's very important and key that you stay focused, and instead of playing with all of these emotions, you got to play the game how you know how to play the game, and play the game to your best potential.
Just block it out, you know, just concentrate on just the game, you know, it's just another game. that's basically all you can do, you know, reading the papers and everything, all this hype about the game, but we pretty much just rock it out.
Just for reassurance, some players prepared a little differently this week.
Going in the weight room a little bit extra this week, try to take care of myself. It's colder weather and make sure I'm ready for the game.
During the week, you know, get enough rest, getting enough good food to eat, enough to eat, get my homework done, and then just getting into bed.
Getting to bed early every night, of course. At home, my dad, he's been usually talking to me, but lately my dad and my mom been, you know, sitting down with me, telling me, they love me no matter what, and they wanted me to do the best I can do.
Practice, you know, working hard on the practice field, going home, lifting weights, doing homework, getting to bed early, eating some healthy food. Nothing that can hurt you, not getting sick or anything like that.
In efforts of staying focused, coaches and players can't help but feel some emotion toward this game.
It's a very, very exciting time for our school, for our Providence community. You know, I think that two teams of such storied programs in the 90s, that they should meet together with the impact of this game, I think is really kind of neat, and that's what all the hype's about, and that's what makes it really a big-time exciting high school football game.
I feel that this game's, you know, it's going to be something tough, something that I've been looking forward to play all my life, something that you always dream about coming to, like, the state championship game, but this might be something bigger to that.
Yeah, I know there's going to be a lot of people that are looking forward, you know, having fun on the field, you know, and just have fun overall. I think I've been watching this game, you know, 7 weeks now, and now we finally get to play it and see who's better.
Well, they're our biggest rival in just about every sport, so if we can pull out a win against them this week, it would mean a lot. And in other sports, because a lot of these guys play wrestle and football, they wrestle and play baseball and are in track, so we can use it to try and get a head start them in all other sports as well.
The game means a lot to me because in wrestling, we lost to them last year in the state championship, so I guess it's kind of a little payback. And I'm going in just hoping that we can play a good game because they got a great program over there, and just hoping we can come out on top.
When it all comes down to it, this game means nothing but pride to the Providence Celtics.
This win will mean pride. A lot of pride and a lot of heart. Over wrestling, winning state, beating them guys for state this year, this will be, an outstanding win for me. Ice cap, you know, my senior year for me. This game will be mean a lot of pride for us and for everyone who's ever played for us.
Thank you very much to Melanie Hoffman for that feature. And Mac, the thing that strikes me as we hear from all these athletes, how calm they look here on the screen earlier in the week, as opposed to what's happening on the field tonight, where it's, you know, wham, bam, and, you know, knock them down.
Well, you know, they talked about going home and studying on the week of the biggest ball game of their life, and then they're eating the good food. And then the one interesting by Justin Ruggiero, his mom and dad said they love him anyway, regardless. But you better win, Justin.
You know, and it's interesting, too, because this will be a game when the fans, and as Lee said, how loud it is, they will never forget. No matter what happens here in the second half, they will never forget tonight. Well, there's your halftime score. There is no score. Providence Catholic, Mount Carmel, 7-0 records on both sides, and we'll have to play a couple of quarters, maybe more, to decide this one. Stay there. More coming up at halftime. Our live coverage of high school football on Media One continues.
Starts the morals in this country, and as teenagers, do we have morals?
Having to do with home ownership and FHA.
Media One's commitment doesn't stop at education. All employees are encouraged to get involved in...
I think is going to be one of the most informative profiles we've had.
Songs in the genre, country music and law enforcement's paths have crossed again.
Local programming 7 days a week on Media One's Community Network, Channel 3.
The net. It was going to change your world, but it just became this worldwide web of waiting until Media One Express. Our broadband network lets you download 50 times faster than 28.8. Call 1-630-716-2800 now to save $50 off installation on the fastest internet service for the home. Because if you're not going 50 times faster, you're going 50 times slower. Media One Express. This is broadband. This is the way.
For every teacher who strives each day to spark a child's curiosity, the cable industry provides a powerful teaching tool. With commercial-free programs designed for students, Cable in the Classroom is delivered to schools free by Media One. Help your school build a video library and maybe win a prize with the Cable in the Classroom Comes Home sweepstakes. Look for details in the fall issues of Family Circle magazine, available now. Cable in the Classroom, it's a good thing.
Secondhand smoke is bad for kids. Did you know that? I learned it in school. Even in big rooms, the cigarette smoke goes everywhere. And when you breathe it in, you could get asthma. That's the truth. It makes me really scared. Does it make you really scared?
In addition to our Media One viewers, we'd like to welcome all you people watching from Jones Intercable, Channel 4. Hope you're enjoying this live coverage. Providence Catholic and Mount Carmel. I'm Dave Fernard. Mac McLaughlin is up here in a nice, cozy press box, and down on the sidelines, a little bit of dampness. Let's go to Lee Turnbow. Lee?
Thanks a lot. Here with Providence head baseball coach Joe Rodriguez. And Joe, I got to ask you, how did you get a ticket for this game? Nobody got a ticket for this game.
Well, Lee, being the assistant athletic director, I got my choice of seats, so Seth just puts me in charge, and I know I'll be on the sidelines for every game.
Boy, we were talking during the break, and you were surprised a little bit about how come this game was low scoring. Why do you think that is?
I just think the defenses are outstanding, and they know each other. They scout each other probably since the first game of the year, and I know we have, and I'm sure they have too. They've been at all our games. I just think the offense with the game and the excitement and stuff will take a little time to get going.
Now, it seemed before the game that Mount Carmel, they were more juiced up. This meant more to Mount Carmel than it did Providence.
Well, coming up with the kids on the way up, Lee, they were very quiet, not subdued, but they were ready to play the game. There was no yelling and screaming on the bench. They just go out and do their business as they always do, and they were ready to play.
Now, I got to ask you, second half, what adjustments do you think Coach Seth's going to make?
I think we're going to have to take care of the right side of their left side of their defensive line so Jimmy can throw out that way. It seems like that we're getting some yards up the middle. I think if Justin can pop one up the middle and get some yards, I think that'll open up the passing game a little better.
One last question. Being a baseball guy, I got to ask you, World Series starts tonight. Who do you like, San Diego or the Yankees?
Yankees got the team to beat, but I'd love to see the Padres win.
Attaboy. Thanks a lot, Coach. Appreciate it. Let's go back upstairs to David Mack.
Thank you very much, Lee. Joe Rodriguez will make his way across the field. In fact, he makes his way right straight across the field. Big crowd here tonight. Some had tickets, some did not, but it didn't matter. They're enjoying this one, and we hope you are too. One half of play is in the books. We're looking for half number 2 to start in a matter of moments. No score. Celtics, Caravan on Media One.
If your testicles are shrinking, there's something wrong, okay? That's a disorder. You know, like our parents and our parents' parents are the most closed-minded people you're ever going to find. And that's the way they were raised.
I did attempt to kill myself, and a few times within the past year, or past couple years, I've tried again.
You need some violence and chaos to keep the world going, you know, and rap reflects that.
When I play ball, I love playing against the smoker. Wheezing and coughing, colors changing in their face. They can't even talk trash, they're so winded. Don't know what these guys are thinking, man. The money players today, they don't smoke. You smoke, you can't breathe. You can't breathe, you can't run. You can't run, you can't win. Yo, you getting all of this? I'm not talking trash, man. I'm talking truth.
That's fine. That's fine. I got him.
Coming to you from the southeast side of Chicago and Gately Stadium, Media One's happy to present this live coverage of high school football here on a Saturday evening. Providence Catholic and Mount Carmel, everything we'd expected as far as the closeness of the ball game. In terms of offense, maybe not quite as much offense as we expected, and that's because of the defenses, Mac. It's been a defensive battle.
Well, both teams have pinned back their ears, as we said. Coach Rodriguez gave us the thing that they've scouted them so much that they know their tendencies, and we see, again, backside pursuit, and that may be the key in the second half of going counterplay to get that fast-flowing defense of Celtics.
The Mount Carmel just as strong. They have obviously kept the Celtics off the scoreboard. Boy, they are quick and they are strong.
Well, that time they blitzed from the corners, coming real tough down inside, and they're very formidable. They've got great speed to match the big line of Providence.
These two teams are back on the field now for their 3-minute warm-up period. Frank Lente, boy, what a heartbreak he had there right before the half. His team had driven down inside the 5-yard line. They had 1 second left on the clock. They said, let's go for a field goal. It was a high snap. Heron was lucky to get it down. Pietrovic missed it a little bit to the left. And let's go down right now and talk to our sideline reporter here tonight. Lee Turnbow is roaming the sidelines. And Lee, Mac and I are kind of sitting up here and we're thinking to ourselves, okay, it could be a big play that decides this ball game. Do you see anything that would contradict that?
No, I don't. And the thing that I think is going to decide the ball game is field position and the special teams. The wind is really whipping down here from right to left on your TV screen, and both teams are so well coached on special teams and defense. I tell you, Dave and Mac, Mount Carmel is so well coached. They have a student assistant who is in charge of getting Petrovic's shoe to him. He walks right next to him. When there's an extra point or a field goal situation, he's right there with the shoe. But I think Providence was just kind of feeling Mount Carmel out a little bit in the first half. And give Mount Carmel credit, in that last drive before the half ended, they moved the ball right down there with a little throwback seam pass to the tight end. And, Mac, I think whatever team's going to open it up a little bit might have the edge.
Well, if they've got to stop, Providence has got to stop big number 69 from getting inside. And then again, Mount Carmel's got to stop Pasavento from upsetting the initial play. There have been 2 exchanges in the middle of the line that have caused by fumbles between the quarterback and the fullback. So they've got to break down those little incidents and get smooth. And, yes, throw the ball down the middle.
In a game that's as big as this game is, and both teams have seen my top jock, I don't know, where's anybody's top jock tonight? But in a game this big and each team has seen each other so much, it might come down to, hey, we run this play, they know we run this play, so what? Looks like both teams are feeling each other out, trying to work at something that neither team has seen, when all they got to do is go back to their bread and butter and try to move the change.
Jim Kirby has yet to throw an interception this season. Brandon Johnson has dropped the pass, dropped a punt. Teddy Bolden has really not gotten on track as of yet. If you're going to pick a top jock here in retrospect, I guess you would go to the defensive side of the ball. But Lee says he'll keep us updated on those weather conditions, Mac. Weather could play a factor, and at least here in the third quarter, Mount Carmel will get the ball first, and they will have the wind at their back here in the third quarter. That could be significant.
Yes, it is. And again, the punting game, field position, but the turnovers. Who's got to cash in on the first turnover is going to make this ball game very, very interesting, and coming back is going to be tough. You want to be ahead the whole ball game here.
This is our game of the week, game of the year, game of the decade. Pick whatever you want to say. But next week, our game of the week won't take too much of a step down from this one. For our viewers in the South region, you will get the championship battle, the Sika Blue, Sandburg, Lincoln Way. Talk about two people, two schools that just flat out do not like each other. They have had great battles in the past. Lincoln Way defending state champions. Sandburg Eagles would like nothing better to come to New Lenox and knock off the Knights. So Lee, Mac, myself, and our entire Media One crew will be there. We hope you join us as well.
2 outstanding coaches on those 2 ball clubs at Sandburg and Lincoln Way. They do a magnificent job.
Mike Godfrey will kick off, and he will hit this one out of bounds. Boy, nobody here wants to let either return team have an opportunity. Of course, this is a penalty, and Mount Carmel will have a choice. Take the ball or make them kick again. Again, going against a strong wind here. They will kick again.
Now I like to get that ball out at the 35, 40-yard line. Those are yards I don't have to worry about getting. I got them. Take them.
These two teams a little too concerned about the return game
Yes.
of the other.
I think they've got to just open up and play the wide open football game that they play when they play St. Pat's and St. Vitus and the other teams that they play in their league. I mean, they've become so cautious that they've taken away their modus operandi in making plays work.
Godfrey will try it again. Middle of the field. And here comes Bolden. Bolden looking to turn it up. Or make that Bond, rather, Octavius Bond, coming right at you. And he ran a long ways in terms of distance, but in terms of yardage, he only gets it out to the 33-yard line. Octavius Bond showing that great speed.
Shan Summers should get an A+ for that coverage. He stood there, danced with his feet, did not move, and allowed. Watch again. When Bond gets this ball, boy, he's just going to book to the left side. He just outran his coverage. Now watch you sitting on the corner. There's the number 23. That's the guy that makes the play because he didn't get out of position.
Shane Summers will now stay in that defensive secondary for Providence. Caravan start at their 33-yard line as we start half number 2. Bolden rattles up the middle. He gets to the 38.
And it looks like he wants to cut back. He's getting inside on that seam, running again off tackle, trying to get away from Castellano by double-teaming him and see if he can cut back away from the pursuit.
Bolden gets 5 yards on first down.
The interesting play is going to see if Cozy is going to keep that ball more and who's going to be eye-spying him to try to knock him down with that ball in his hand.
Smith with the carry. Hit immediately that time by Brendan Cavanaugh, and then drags Cavanaugh a couple of yards to the 42. So it'll be third down and short now for Mount Carmel.
You don't know how tough number 76 is. Let me tell you, the center and the guard just blocked him to the ground. He got up, spun out on his knees, and was in on that tackle at 160 pounds. Now, I mean, we keep talking about his size. I think his heart is as big as his whole body.
Nick Castellano almost did not come out for football this season. Thought he'd concentrate on wrestling. It's a good thing he decided to stay with football. Ball to ground. Smith will gather it, and down he goes. A loss on the play. If you're a Mount Carmel fan, you're happy he picked it up, but then not so happy that he slipped. It will be punting time.
And we talked about that. You know, I was saying, what are they going to do with Cozy? You know, he only pitched the ball twice in the first half. And on that play, because of the outside containment, watch again, he slides down. Number 41 is right there, and the ball just goes over his head. And there's that wet turf.
Boy, talk about respect for Pietrovic in the wind. Pietrovic will kick this ball at the 20, and 60 yards downfield is where Lokank and Johnson are standing. Not as deep as they had imagined. They will bound out of bounds. And once again, we will play within the 20s. Providence to start their offense here in the third quarter at their 24-yard line.
Well, knowing Coach Ernst, the Providence offensive coordinator, he has about 5 game plans. And he can throw the ball, he can give the ball to Ruggio, or he can go with his, what we call his X-factor plays. And right now, we'll see on the first down what he's going to settle on. Is he going to give that ball to Ruggio back-to-back and see if he can bring the ball right down the field?
Ruggio gets the first call. Shook one tackler. I'm not sure how he got out of that one. He's finally brought down by Casasanta.
Well, he got smacked just as he got the handoff that time. Somebody jumped the seam in that, and there was nobody blocking. And he's very lucky to hang on that ball and get back to the line of scrimmage.
You hear the wind rattling around. It's been a windy day. Actually, it's quite calm here as the game started. Only gave about a yard for Ruggio. Second down and 9. Providence has been in second and long a lot tonight. Kirby out of the backfield to Ruggio. He cannot hang on. Boy, Jim Kirby, his stats won't show it. But he's throwing the ball all right. His guys just are not hanging on. A 65% completion rate coming in.
And Justin Ruggio just does not look like the same ball player. I mean, there's some reason, look at this ball right in his hands, and we've seen Ruggio catch that swing and go down. He just doesn't have that kick in his shoes there that he normally has. and he bounces around and makes the big plays. Maybe he's just waiting for the big time.
It's a 3rd and 9 situation.
That's a big time.
Ruggiero gets it. Short of the first down. Again, the linebacker in pursuit. Casasana, number 60, rolls off that pile. Also help there from Dan Turney, number 43.
This conservatism, you can take it to the British Parliament. I gotta, you can just throw it out, you know. We can go back to our own Parliament. We can really see some battles. And like they throw the books out. I think those guys should just go and just stop piddling around because they're going to make themselves get into position for a mistake. But I'm up here, and two of the winningest coaches in the history of football are down there.
Wilson back. This will be the 12th punt of the evening for these two teams. Not much pressure. Pretty good kick against the wind, though. Wilson will have an opportunity to return this one. Waited a little bit too long. The coverage was there. Dan Raddick clamps them down. Mount Carmel here in the Catholic Metro Blue Conference this year. They have won every conference they have been in, no matter what it's been, here in the 90s. And this is how it looks for them this season. We had that first game for you here on Media One, the 21-10 win over Joliet Catholic Academy. And then you just see how they rolled right on through. They finish up next week against De La Salle. Again, this is tonight for the conference championship. Good field position. 44-yard line.
No one underneath again. That's where the tight end is wide open.
Option to give. Up the middle. Smith, the hard-running back. One of those old-time Catholic League type players. Just pounds you in there. He gets about 3 yards here on first down.
When you move Octavius Bond into the slot, then you got to change your defense. And that time, what Providence did was go over and under again, bringing the safety all the way out. And there's no one down the middle. Now they'll back it up with a linebacker, but if you shoot that tight end down the middle, it's going to be tough for the linebacker to cover him.
Chip Smith, the backfield, had some problems getting set. So when the flag went down, it was interesting. The flag went down pretty early. They didn't really give Smith a chance.
Ball start. Offense.
And that is against Jim Smith. Didn't really give him a chance to get that hand back down and get set before the snap. So that's a 5-yard penalty. Brings it back to the 42. It will be 2nd and 12.
Outstanding officiating. They've let the game play itself, and the kids are really doing a fine job out there. Boy.
Of course, you don't see Smith. There wasn't too much movement up front. So Brad Cozy now, the junior quarterback, looking at a 2nd down and 12 from his own 42. 7 minutes left here in a rapidly played third quarter. Play action.
Down the middle.
Well, Bond was there, Gildine was there, and Cozy split the difference.
And the defensive back fell down. That might have been a big play. He just had the wrong read. He went in, the ball went out. Well, the ball went in, he went out. Whichever way, incomplete pass. You see, you had 2 men in the zone and nobody was looking for the ball.
In fact, after this play, both Gildine and Bond looked at each other. So now 3rd and 12. As we said, Cozy has not thrown the ball that much this year, coming into this game with just 62 passes attempted. Big 3rd down. Straight drop. Now Cozy can run. Brought down by Cavanaugh at the 49-yard line. He will be short of the 1st down.
Well, that's the quickness of the Providence defense, is that they just covered the lanes. They let him do a 7-step drop. Looked like he wanted to throw a swing pass out into the flat to Smith. But they picked that up and forced him to run the ball. And watch again, the convergence of white jerseys around and stopped from making that 1st down.
Field position, field position. The ball at the 49. Pietrovic to punt.
They got to go after this.
They do not. A wobbler. Low kick, will watch it go into the end zone. Man, that was close. Well, you know, and something like that in a scoreless game, that ball goes out the 2-yard line, it changes the whole complexion.
Exactly, and that was a planned kick. Was not high booming, it was an angle coffin corner.
So how did Providence Catholic get to this ball game? Well, by rambling through the Catholic Metro Blue as well. Opening up with Leo Gordon Tech first conference game against St. Rita. Then that thriller, an absolutely fabulous game last week, 41-38 overtime win over Loyola Academy, which set up this evening's game. Now the Celtics are set up at their own 20. 6:05 left in the third quarter. We still have no score. Kirby, play action. Chased, dropped.
Big loss.
Brendan Curran tracked him down all the way.
Well, he's got to get that ball out. He's got to throw that ball into the nickel seats over there. And that time, Brendan Curran was all over him. And that's a big loss.
5 yards on the loss, back to the 15-yard line. This will set up a second down and 15. Brendan Curran, one of the middle linebackers, 6'2", 205, senior.
Good speed. He was flying, and Kirby was kind of just cooking around on that one.
Ruggiero nearly gets himself through. The ball is fumbled.
Down, and he's down.
I don't know. What are they going to call? Well, Carmel says they have it.
And Ruggio's banged up on that one. He tripped over his own man on that play. Oh, he's calling the ball dead. He's calling third down.
Well, Mount Carmel, I think, thinks they have the ball.
No. The fans don't realize he's got 3 fingers up, and here's Ruggio down in the middle of the field. Watch again as he comes through here. One of his blockers is down, and he trips over him and falls awkwardly. And the ball comes out. But it came out after the referee said his face hit the mat. Watch again, another view. Boy, he really took a fall on that one.
He is still down. You know, that's the type of thing, and you really don't want to conjecture, but, you know, I guess we do. When you've seen plays like that before, you have seen collarbones that are disrupted.
And this is where the great conditioning and the buying the extra pad help. And we see great for football that Justin Ruggio is getting up and walking off on his own accord.
He wanted to go back into the game, and of course, with the delay because of his injury, he has to come out for a play.
Big break for Providence. That ball could have been called fumble, and boy, really had an interesting 10-yard play.
Ruggiero gets the ball out to the 20 where it's 3rd and 10.
Boy, that was another offside.
Yeah, right guard moved that time. Nick Corey pulled up a little bit too soon.
Dead ball. Ball starts. Offense, 5 yards, repeat 3rd down.
One thing Matt Sempner wanted early in the week talking about his offense, he said, you know, we need to get into our rhythm. They have not here tonight.
And again, here's what's going to happen. They're going to get shut down here and have to punt that ball into the stiff wind. Mount Carmel may get the ball inside the 40-yard line on this series if Providence does not get a first down.
They need 15 yards. They need to get to the 30. On 3rd down.
Oh, my goodness.
Draw play goes nowhere. That's because Jerry Schumacher shot through there and dropped Ryan Moody.
Well, wherever they started from, they were really getting banged up because that time, and this is how Mount Carmel plays their defense. They just come right at you. Previous series, they were just sitting back. They shot the linebacker from the outside, and he made a tackle on his ankles and threw him for a loss, and now they're going to punt that ball with the punter standing in the end zone again.
Flynn continues to back up here in the 3rd quarter. 10 men on the line for the Caravan.
Everything's got to work right. Good snap, good catch, good kick, good throw.
It's a good snap.
Oh, look at that ball.
Not a good kick.
Oh.
The Caravan like what they see. They have the ball at the Providence 36-yard line.
Well, if you got some up your sleeve to score, it's about time because Providence is in the hole, and Mount Carmel's dominated this quarter somewhat. And Providence has been known to come back, so Mount Carmel better stuff one in if they want to win this ball game.
People on their feet. Smith, 2 yards.
I hope the safety inspectors look at these stands, because the way these people are pounding, it's shaking all the way up here on the top of this huge stadium that we're in for a high school field.
Providence nothing, Mount Carmel nothing. The Caravan have had the best opportunities to score in this game. 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Strong wind at the back of Mount Carmel. They have a 2nd down and 8 from the Providence 34.
They've got to get that ball to Octavius Bond, number 80.
Stay in the ground. Cozy, pitch to Bolden.
Oh, look out.
Bolden around the corner. He's near the 20-yard line.
And there was some speed on that play. Cozy made a quick decision of getting that ball out to Teddy Bolden right away. Once again, he comes down and just throws that ball, and he just outruns. The containment came up instead of playing him to the sideline.
Teddy Bolden, a 14-yard pickup. He has his team down at the Providence 20-yard line where it's 1st and 10. Bolden again. Bolden still on his feet. That's a quick 8-yard pickup for the senior running back.
And I think they feel it. All the fans are standing up over here. We can't see the field. Great running by Bolden.
2nd and 2. Bolden again. Bolden's in.
If you play with mistakes, things will happen. And speed kills. Teddy Bolden just found a seam in that defense of the Celtics, and boy, before they can look up, he was dancing in that end zone.
Our first score of the game comes with 2 minutes and 3 seconds to play in the third quarter. Now Pietrovic on to attempt the extra point. Mount Carmel 7, Providence Catholic nothing.
Well, we said someone had to score, and Mount Carmel got the break they needed and used it.
The break they got was field position at the 36-yard line, but a 14-yard run, and then this 12-yard touchdown run from Teddy Bolden. Our first points on the board, and it belongs to the Caravan.
Pizza by Barcelona. Prepared with the finest tomatoes, peppers, spices. With our pizza by the pound, you get so much more of our delicious toppings. Try the taste that made Barcelona famous. Barcelona.
Call your local Pizza by Marshaloni location today.
Teddy Bolden's 10th touchdown run of the season has given Mount Carmel a 7-0 lead. In fact, it was Bolden's 14-yard run that really sparked Mount Carmel. And as far as his touchdown run, well, that has their fans here on the near side hopping.
He's drinking a lot of water. You think as cool as it is out in that field, he wouldn't do it. But a lot of energy was spent in that 12-yard run.
Pietrovic hammers this one through the upright.
He almost hit the bucket.
And Pietrovic put it through the uprights on the kickoff.
And you can see the smile and the thrill in his face.
Now he gets to go play some defense.
After he changes his shoes.
Right. Mount Carmel defense now ready to buckle up and go after it. Ruggio, a yard, and that is all.
Well, they've just absolutely shut him down this game, and he's the big running horse that they have.
Underneath 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter, you almost get the feeling that, as far as Providence is concerned, they would like to see this third quarter clock run out. They can have the wind in the fourth quarter, and it is a strong wind. I would bet you, as we look at that flag in the south end here of Gately Stadium, this is a 25 to 30 mile an hour wind blowing from right to left. Right in the face of Providence right now.
Well, they need to come out and still throw the ball. Throw the short curls, and again, use that tight end.
Over the middle, Kirby has his tight end. To the 42-yard line. Check that. That is not Jordy Curtin. That is John Smith, the backup tight end.
Well, it's wide open because they're over and under again on the wideouts. And you see Kirby just goes back and takes plenty of time on this one and finds him wide open.
Well, anytime you see the tight end coming out, you figure it's Jordy Curtin instead. John Smith is there. 6'4", 200-pound senior puts this ball at the 43-yard line. 22 yards on the reception. You called it right there, Mac. Wide open.
And they need a couple of good runs by Ruggio to open his offense up.
Ruggio will lean forward to about the 48-yard line, a gain of 5.
Now, and you talked before about McCarmel having the feel of it. Now you look at Providence, they're getting a little adjusted, and they're running the ball and throwing the ball like they normally would do. Instead of playing so conservative, that field position got them in a lot of trouble.
Second down and 5.
Another different formation.
Good protection for Kirby.
Oh, he got it.
And down he goes. Good for a first down, however. The 43-yard line, that's Ruggio coming out of the backfield.
Well, that ball came out of his hand awful funny as he had to wait until Ruggio ran a circle pass going outside the end and coming all the way back. Here he comes to your right and makes a great one-handed catch. And again, that slippery turf with the rain caused him to slide, but he did make that first down.
Providence Catholic will let this third quarter clock run down. On the near side, the Mount Carmel fans, they are up because they are leading 7-0. And on the far side, it's Providence. They're ready to go into the fourth quarter.
You bring the goods?
I got it.
Is it the good stuff?
Mike, it's Aurelio's. It's the best.
Pasta. Just like the mama used to make. Even salad.
Pizza Calabrese.
Pizza. Now, that's Italian.
Give me some of that Indian pasta.
Another pizza.
Want some pasta?
Some pizza.
Are you enjoying this one? We are. Welcome back to Gately Stadium on the southeast side of Chicago. I'm Dave Bernhardt. Mac McLaughlin sitting alongside Lee Turnbull along the sidelines. And Media One Sports, happy that you have joined us for this live coverage of a game that has absolutely lived up to its billing.
And the interesting thing about the defense now is now they've got to adjust to the tight end. That means you've got one-on-one with Brandon Johnson.
We go to the fourth quarter. First down for the 43. Kirby to the air.
Here's the
Oh my, Lance Loking left something behind.
What a great route. They ran a slot with Brandon in the slot straight down the field. And Lokans went down and ran a down pattern, then come back. Watch where the ball hits him. Right, oh, he could get, that's another 8-10 yards on that route. I'd come right back at it.
Second down and 10. Lokake and Johnson on the same side of the field right there at the bottom of your screen.
He's going for the knockout already.
Ruggiero goes right side. Ruggiero slips a tackle and he is running hard. That man may be hurt, but he is letting it all loose here right now.
Well, that's the Justin Ruggiero that we've seen when he was a 2,000-yard runner last year. He gets hit, he spins, and he dives and rolls out and makes more yardage. The first initial hit you see on him, he's always hit about 3 or 4 yards in, and then he just horses the ball for another 4 or 5 yards.
Justin Ruggiero averaging 7.7 yards per carry this year. Came in with over 1,100 yards. The least yards he's gained in a game this year has been 95. He's had 2 games up over 220 yards.
Big first down. They've got to get him.
Third down at 3. Play action. Nearly picked off by Casasanta.
He got greedy. Had he gone to the short man in the flat, his tight end, 81, was just sitting there. He had the first down. Watch again. He's going to fire the ball, but he threw it right back across the drain, trying to make Brandon Johnson get involved in the game. Well, they're all over him.
Celtics will go for it here on 4th and 3. The ball is at the 36-yard line of Mount Carmel.
Be interesting to see if Ruggiero gets that little pass out of the backfield, but he better hurry because those brown jerseys will be racing for that quarterback.
4th and 3. Here we go. Out of the backfield, Ruggiero. He will not get it. He will be short. Mount Carmel will take over at their own 35-yard line.
Great defense that time by Mount Carmel. They smelt that play out before Ruggiero could have a chance to get his bearings. 3 brown jerseys surrounded him.
Averaging, allowing only 6.4 points per game. They are bettering themselves here tonight. Have not allowed a point yet. You don't get over 100 yards rushing or passing in a game if you play Mount Carmel here in 1998. Big drive right here for the Caravan with just a shade under 11 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. Mount Carmel leads this one 7-0.
Well, they got it going with inside and out with Bolden and Smith.
Bolden gets a yard.
But again, here's where the mark of 2 champions come about. They know what they've got to do. I wouldn't be surprised if we might get an overtime game here, the way these 2 guys go at it. And I'm quite sure it's going to be interesting if Providence scores, or when Providence scores. Will they go for the 1 or go for the 2? That's down the road. They've got to score first because Mount Carmel's playing an awful good ball game.
I was going to say, if you're going to ask those guys, we saw there moments ago, they don't plan on having Providence scoring. Gain of a couple for Bolden, 2nd and 8. Posey keeps.
Ball. That ball's down.
Now they say he was down.
You know, he lost that ball. I thought I saw it on our camera here. It was going on his way down. That ball was slipping out because he had to clutch at it.
Let's go. Come on. Let's go, guys.
The gain for Cozy is to the 39-yard line. 3-yard pickup. It's 3rd down and a short 6.
And you watch as the Providence defense are making tackles. They're reaching for that ball. They're trying to strip that ball out and create something right now because that clock is working against them.
Well, let's see if Cozy will go to the air here on 3rd and 6. He does. He has time. He'll be short of the first down. Be about a yard short. Boy, that would have been big.
Yes, it would have been. Another 3 or 4 minutes of running the ball, and the offense is saying go for it. Coach Lindsay says, nah,
nope.
I don't think so. Let's punt that ball and see what we can do with our defense.
Now Pietrovic will punt against the wind.
Remember now, he's had 2 high snaps on extra points and low snaps on the punt. So I would say someone's got to go angling at him one of these times.
Good snap.
Good snap.
You saw how the wind knocked that one down. But yet the roll is there. Providence 79 yards away from a tying score. These two teams came in awfully hyped. That's because everybody knows how good they are, but it also means what you're seeing right there. Sun-Times and the Tribune, Chicago newspapers, 1-4. USA Today considers Mount Carmel the 4th best team in the Midwest and the 19th best team in the country.
Who's the other 3 teams ahead of Providence? I mean, maybe
Wheaton, Warrenville, South, and St. Charles.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I'll say Mount Carmel first touched the ball at the 28-yard line. That's where Providence will take it. Now 72 yards away. Passing on first down. Johnson makes the catch, takes the hit. Kareem Timbers laid the lumber on Brandon Johnson.
Forgive me for screaming, but I thought there was going to be a pick. If that ball had stayed up another count, the safety was coming up and he had a beat on it. Instead, Big Johnson snagged that ball in, and the safety just drove him to the turf.
That's a 14-yard pickup.
This is an excellent throw by Kirby. Plenty of time. Throws a strike, and watch. As soon as he catches it, boy, he gets smacked right around the waist.
First down from the 42.
Good protection.
Over the middle. Smith has it. John Smith dragged down at the 30.
And did you see him put 2 hands on that ball? Now Kirby's getting into a nice little rhythm on these 2 passes, setting up a Ruggio draw or off tackle play. And again, the Mount Carmel again is playing. They're not getting the rush on Kirby. They've done a great job of shortening their splits in the offensive line. And Mark Warren, the fine fullback, is doing an excellent job of double teaming whoever breaks loose up the middle.
28-yard pass completion to Smith. First down for the 30-yard line. Play action. Strong, chasing Kirby. Gets rid of it. Nobody there except some brown jerseys.
Well, I could see Coach Shepner's heart was in his mouth that time when he saw Kirby standing there and big number 69 come bearing down on him. Kirby did a good job of stepping out of the way and throwing the ball away instead of taking that big loss.
7 minutes, 40 seconds to play. Mount Carmel leading Providence Catholic 7-0.
And you gotta love them. They're not going conservative now. They're just put that ball up and say we're going to score, or we're going to try scoring with our bombs.
It's second down as you look at the back of Jerry Schumacher, the senior outside linebacker for the Caravan.
Shotgun.
You don't see this much from Providence. Blindsided by the man we were just talking about, Schumacher.
That time Warren missed him, and Schumacher just came in from the blind side and just labeled him. 8-yard loss on that play, and boy, that took the wind out. Watch. The good thing he hung on to that ball. He very easily could have dropped that ball because he was hit right on the pads.
A loss of 8 on the play.
Ball's rolling down the field.
It is third down and 18. What a huge sack by Jerry Schumacher.
So much for the shotgun. Good draw screen time. There he is.
This is Kevin Mooney. Mooney has a big year. Mooney, great speed. Touchdown.
Oh. If one side can do it, so can the other. And you see how the Providence fans just roared to their feet when they saw that great pass from Kirby and the outstanding run to the corner for the touchdown.
Brian Moody. Out of nowhere, Providence Catholic calls the timeout with 6:36 to play in this game. They're within a point of tying this up, but Brian Moody comes into the backfield. The 5'7" senior makes just his 5th grab of the year, his first touchdown. What a run, and he had nobody that could catch him. Talk about quick feet.
No one's in the zone. they ran again. That's the same pass that Ruggiero ran and made a first down on. This time they took Ruggiero out, put Mooney into that position, and Mooney, there was no one on that side of the field when he caught the ball. Now you see Ruggiero or Mooney's coming out of the backfield, and there he's coming across the screen, number 25. There's no one in there. It's just a matter, can he get to the end zone before the safety comes flying up at him? And he just danced in. Big touchdown.
Let's go down to the sidelines now and Lee Turnbow. Lee.
Thanks, Dave. The reason Providence calls timeout, whether they go to 1 or 2, with the wind in their back, Providence feels that if they go for 2, they can hold this lead, because this wind down here, Dave and Mac, is really something right now.
How about this? 6:36 to play. Providence down a point. They go for 2.
And remember, Ruggiero ran one off tackle against Loyola in overtime. There he is.
Doesn't get it to him. Schumacher breaks it up.
Great play by Schumacher, number 47. And again, listen to this side. And the Carmelites are yelling. Little play-action play. They're trying to get Ruggiero in the flat and watch him stick his hands up. Ruggiero was wide open on that, but great defensive play by number 47, Schumacher. And now, boy, things are really getting tense around here. With 6:36 on the clock, this ball game is far, far from being over.
I like the call. I like the philosophy of going for 2 there.
Excellent, excellent. You play a big-time game, you make big-time calls.
Now Providence kicking off that wind. Lee mentioned, we talked about it all night, how strong that wind is. You can still count on your defense here. Well, Carmel fans, you know, Mac, you said they were cheering. Now their heart rates are returning to normal.
That was a lot of excitement. We spent a whole half with just great defense. And then we come to this and we see play after play that's almost all the way at any time. Boy, it looked like they...
Godfrey punches it down to the 10-yard line. Bond has it. Octavius Bond slips and goes down at about the 23. Brian Moody is not a big man. He is 5'7", 161-pound senior. He can slip out of the backfield, Kirby, with the waiting under a little bit of pressure, and he finds a good job by Moody here to make sure he has the ball, turns, and I don't believe he believes how open he is.
You know the best thing about it? Moody's about 5'6". You know where the pass was? About 5'4". Had it been to a taller guy, then he has to bend down. You know, things are in there. He threw the perfect pass.
Dave Ernst coaching his offense, wanting another shot at it. But now it's up to the Celtic defense here. Mount Carmel having the ball at their own 23.
Fumble! Ball's down. Holy smoke.
Providence.
Man.
Does this remind you of state championship games that Providence Catholic has been involved in late in the game on sometimes damp evenings? Down in Bloomington Normal, fumbles occurring at just the right time. Providence football at the Mount Carmel 27 with 6:20 left.
And that happened up in the middle. It looked like they were going to make some up of that. Here we see the replay. They run into the big gap. They gave it to 34, and he just flat out dropped that ball. It looked like number 21 fell on that ball.
From the 27, they'll stay on the ground. Ruggiero trying to get to the corner. He does. Ruggiero along the left sideline. That whole play looked like it was going in slow motion. All of a sudden, Justin Ruggiero is turning the corner.
And that's how you gain 2,000 yards. We said he's had good carries and he had bad carries tonight. But on that one, he did an excellent job. Looked like he's going to be thrown for a loss as the Mount Carmel defense just strung him out. Then all of a sudden, Justin Ruggiero just turned that corner and gained 10, 12 yards on that play. Watch again. He's got a missed tackle here. And again, good. He made a fake inside. And boy, he horsed the ball down the field.
From the 13-yard line, Ruggiero, the carry up the middle. Justin Ruggiero running hard. Ruggiero down to the 1-yard line. 2-minute drive is taking over right now for Providence Catholic. The ball is at the 2-yard line of Mount Carmel. It will be first and goal from there. Providence down by a point. We hit the midway point of the fourth quarter.
And guess who's going to get this ball?
Touchdown! Only deserving that Justin Ruggiero carries the final 2 yards.
And Brandon Curran, the outstanding linebacker, is down in the end zone.
Providence on top, 12-7.
Well, I tell you, you're talking about a turn of events in a matter of seconds. Euphoria on one side, silence on the other, and then opposite and opposite. It's just a game of two great teams and fans, and Ruggiero and Kirby have done a great job of mixing and matching. And he found enough left in him to go.
Come on, Joe, play your hardest. Leave it all out here, guys. Back up.
Providence was scoreless for 3.5 quarters. They have scored 2 touchdowns in the last 50 seconds. And how much more does Justin Ruggiero have left?
Did I take Ruggiero as my pick to clip?
It really doesn't matter, man. Providence to go for 2. This is a big 2 right here. It's a 5-point difference. Kirby wants time.
This is just power football.
Justin Ruggiero, banged ribs, was banged up earlier, and now he does the banging. Look at the hit he puts on Brendan Curran. Providence sideline.
Thanks, Nick. If it was all Ruggiero on a touchdown play and the plays before, he wanted the ball. Over on the Providence sideline, talking to Providence. As soon as that turnover happened, he said, I want the football. Give me the football. Let's play Providence smash mouth football. That's exactly what they've done. And with 5:46 left to go in the ball game here, the win, I hate to belabor that point, Dave and Mac, but it is really blowing down here, and Providence can pin Mount Carmel back. And when you're a rushing team, when you run that offense that Mount Carmel does, it's very difficult to throw, especially in these weather conditions.
Mount Carmel came into this game allowing only 14 points in the fourth quarter. They have allowed 12 here in a span of 50 seconds here in tonight's fourth quarter of action. Providence leads at 12-7.
And that big missed extra point is going to be huge on the next drive. Providence is going to have to go for 2 again.
They look to make up the difference here.
Wide open.
And it's a 14-7 game. Jordy Curtin with the 2-point conversion pass.
They sold that running play out. A great fake by Kirby. And the tight end was sitting there by himself in the end zone.
Okay. 14-7, Providence.
This game is not over, folks. Now, you see the green and white are doing a lot of jumping up and down. And that look on Coach Linton's face is of concern. But he knows what he has to do. Great fake to the tailback that time. And that's the old fall down by the tight end play. Get up and get in that end zone. Watch again. You see him coming out of the screen to your left there. There's no one around.
5 minutes and 46 seconds left to play here at a jam-packed Gately Stadium. Mount Carmel fighting for a conference championship, a championship that they have had every year in the 90s. Providence Catholic, their first year in the Catholic Metro Blue. The question was, can they defeat Mount Carmel? Max said, plenty of time left. Godfrey punches it down inside the 10.
Wow.
And disaster strikes Don Dorham. Beldie had to make the grab. He slipped. It went out of bounds. And it can't get much tougher now for the men in brown.
The wheels are falling off slightly. I think the kids are getting a little hyped, more so to try to make things happen too quick. And Coach Lindy, watch again, we see number 33. He just flat out dropped that ball. It hit him right in the numbers. But they pinned him on the sideline again.
Mount Carmel will have their worst field position to start a drive all night long at their 6-yard line with 5:43 left. Down by 7. Going against a 30-mile-an-hour wind.
They've got Bond one-on-one, and he's 40 yards away.
Bolden.
Look out.
Still on his feet. Still on his feet.
There's no one over there.